Hello all, welcome to the English class. You have already learned what are participle phrases. In this video, we are going to discuss what are participle phrases, what are participle clauses, what is the differentiation between the two. Participle clauses enable us to say information in a more economical way, which means it can actually make your speech shorter. So when we make a complex sentence with a participle phrase or a participle clause, the participles can be either present like going, reading, seeing, walking, verb plus ing form, or it can be a past participle. We use gone, read, seen, walked. You know the past participles are the V3 forms of the verbs, or it can be a perfect participle. Having gone, having read, having seen, having walked. But we need to note one thing, that the subject should be the same in the independent clause as well as the participle clause. What is the difference between a participle phrase and a participle clause? A participle phrase functions as an adjective and a participle clause functions as an adverb. You know already, when we make a sentence using a participle phrase, starting with a participle with ing form or ed or en form, whatever, it modifies a noun actually. It gives additional information about the noun. So we call it as the adjectival clause, adjectival phrase. A participle clause, whereas it gives a relation between the independent clause and the main clause in terms of condition, result, reason, or time. The main difference is that participle phrases are just the reduced form of participle clauses. We will not have the subject and the verb. Let us look at some examples. Now, this is the additional information here. The Harry Potter book, which was written by J.K. Rowling. Actually, it is which was. So we remove the relative pronoun which. Was is removed, the verb is removed. So this is the additional information, and this is not actually required to give the complete meaning of the sentence. So we call this as the non-defining relative clause. This is the part where we first met. Do you remember? But this is a required information. So it is called as the defining relative clause or defining adjectival clause. Waiting for the doctor, they read a magazine. It is giving information about the noun they while he was waiting for the doctor. So we remove the subject, we remove the verb. So this is actually a reduced participle clause. Now you have two more sentences. Just look at this. Standing in the queue, I realized I didn't have money. Now again, this is a participle phrase which begins with the participle ing form of the verb. While I was standing in the queue, I realized I didn't have money. So it again modifies the subject I. Standing in the queue, the wallet was not found in my pocket. So we sometimes consider this is also giving a complete sense, but actually is not. This is a wrong sentence actually, because the subject here, the wallet in the main clause, is not the subject for the phrase. We should have the same subject in both the independent and the dependent clause. Participle clauses can either act as adjective, as we saw in the examples previously. They can act as adjectives or adverbs. Now look at this example. The lake, which was frozen all over winter, was finally thawing. So this is acting as an adjective here. The past participle form is used here. It modifies the noun lake. The woman who was wearing a blue hat, who the relative pronoun is removed, was is removed, wearing is a participle. This is a participle phrase which gives additional information about the noun. So in these two sentences, the phrases are actually acting as adjectives. Look at the next sentence. Opening the book to the last page, Shelley read the ending first. Who opened the book to the last page? It is Shelley. We are concentrating on the action which is being done. This is considered as an adverb clause because it gives a relation between the dependent clause and the independent clause. Convinced of the imminent failure of the project, she quit. Convinced is again the past participle. And look at this. She quit. What is the reason? Why did she quit? It's because she was convinced of the imminent failure of the project. After learning to dive, we went on holiday to the Red Sea. When did we go actually? After learning to dive. So we use a conjunction also here that sometimes happens. After learning to dive, this is again talking about the subject we. Now, as I told you earlier, when we make sentences using participle clauses, we use present participle or past participle or perfect participle. When do we actually use a present participle? When something that happens at the same time as the action in the main clause. Two actions happening at the same time. She stood at the corner talking to her friends. So this is the clause. Two simple sentences are joined here actually. We have the clause here, noticing the colors blending softly into one another. So she was doing two actions at the same time. Watching the sunset above the mountain, noticing the colors blending softly into one another. Something that occurs just before another action. For example, opening her eyes, the baby began to cry. Before opening the eyes, the baby started to cry. Before he was leaving the office, he wished everyone happy holidays. And we use a present participle when we talk about an action that is a result of another action. Not wanting to break the law, this is written in the negative form. As I don't want to break the law, I call the police. Preferring not to go out during the curfew, I avoided the proposal. Why did he become a basketball player? As he was very tall. Being very tall. Being imported, these TV sets are very expensive. So we give a reason for an action in the main clause. We use a present participle here. We also we have two more sentences in negative form. Now, how do we make sentences using a perfect participle? If the action in the participle clause, which means the dependent clause, took place before the action in the main clause, we use a perfect participle. If two actions do not follow each other immediately, or if the first action happens over a period of time, we use a perfect participle for the earlier action. Let's look at the examples here. Having taken the wrong train. Okay, so this is an example of the first case. Having taken the wrong train, I found myself in Bangalore instead of Benares. So this action happened before the sentence in the main clause. So you have taken the wrong train. That happened before. So you have to use a perfect participle. Having spent his childhood in Denmark, this is an example of the second case. If the first action happens over a period of time, he has spent his entire childhood in Denmark. He could speak Danish perfectly well. So we use a perfect participle again here. Having spent. Having been unemployed for so long, he had lost all hope. This again action happening for a longer period of time. Having been unemployed for so long is a participle phrase or a reduced participle clause with the perfect participle having been. When do we use a past participle in the dependent clause? They actually replace passive finite clauses when we have to give a reason for an action. When we give a similar meaning like an if clause, conditional clause, to give extra information about the subject in the main clause. Example, lost in the jungle. Why are we using a past participle here? As he was, so we are giving a reason and it is used in the passive form. George was lost in the jungle. He had to find the way out on his own. As he was lost in the jungle, because he was lost in the jungle, persuaded by their optimism, he invested a lot in the company. As he was persuaded by their optimism, he invested a lot in the company. Treated with care, our pottery will last for generations. How will our pottery will last for generations? Okay, the reason is given because it is treated with care. Or you can take it as an if clause also. If treated with care, our pottery will last for generations. Now, let us have few more examples. We have a complex sentence here. The teacher was impressed by Daniel's work, so she gave him the highest score. Okay, now how do we write this? So the subject is repeated here. We have to use only once when we make a sentence using a participle clause. How do we write? Put the participle in the front, the verb with ing or the verb with ed. Impressed by Daniel's work, the teacher gave him the highest score. Right, the next one, the golden ring which was stolen weeks ago. This is the information which is given about the golden ring. So put this in the front with the participle in the beginning of the sentence. Stolen few weeks ago, the golden ring was found. As I have an assignment to finish, I cannot come with you. When you have to give a reason for the action in the main clause, we use a perfect participle. Having an assignment to finish, I cannot come with you. Because I didn't want to lose my passport, I gave it to my father. This is written in the negative form, so we write not wanting to lose my passport, I gave it to my father. As I had been to England before, I knew where to find a good hotel. So this is a complex sentence with a conjunction as. So how do we write it? I had been in England for a period of time. So I know where to find a good hotel. We use a perfect participle. Having been to England before, I knew where to find a good hotel. Hope you have understood. So in short, when we have to make a sentence using a participle clause, we need to decide what is that sentence talking about, what in what terms the relationship is given there, in terms of condition or reason or time or result. So based on that we have to use participle. Hope you have understood this. Thank you all.